es un gusto continuar con la entrevista con Jesús Naveja, con un jugador africano, explosivo, veloz, muy fuerte, con un poderoso disparo de pierna derecha que iniciando en Ghana, pues terminó jugando en México. De verdad impactó en su momento porque era complicado tener un jugador de ese continente y por las características tan peculiares que impactaban en el fútbol mexicano. Bienvenido, Isaac Ayipei, a la entrevista con Jesús Naveja. Isaac,
Yeah.
Isaac, platícanos un poquito de tu vida personal, en qué parte naces, quiénes fueron tus padres, cómo fue tu entorno familiar, con tus hermanos, con tus amigos.
Well, to start with, yeah, I was born in Ghana, where I came from, and my mother's hometown called Konongo. That's where I was born. And my father's name is Francis Kofi Ayipei, and my mother's name is Mary Dapa Ayipei. Yeah, they are all passed and gone. They are not living now. They're dead and gone. Yeah, but we were, let's say, 15 or 18 children that you know my father my father and mom gave birth to 15 children, and I am the seventh born. Yeah. Aside of that, in our house we are all footballers. My brothers are all footballers, but it's only the four of us or five of us who took the football seriously, and then I'm the one who also made it away or got a chance to Mexico, to play in Mexico. Yeah. So in my house is a football house. And then my father also, when I was growing up, my father has got a team called Flamingo in the early 60s. Yeah. So I came to meet my dad with his team called Flamingo. And then after my father's team, then my senior brother also came up with his team called Super Santos. So that's where I started playing from. So that's what I can say about my beginning in football.
Isaac,
Yeah.
¿cómo se dio tu paso al fútbol profesional en tu país? ¿Cómo te pudiste acercar al profesionalismo? ¿En qué equipo? ¿Quién te llamó? ¿Cómo se dieron estas condiciones para que ingresaras a ser un jugador profesional?
Well, let me start from, like I said, my in my house is a house of football. My dad has got a team, so we all started from that place in the mid 60s coming up. So when I started from school, I went to school. That's where the game started from. And then in Ghana at that time, the football was so high. And then my brothers, those who were ahead of me started before I came. That was somewhere in the late 70s, 78, 79. That's where I started playing my football seriously from. So in the Ghana Premier Division at that time was I started playing in 1979, I could say specifically 79 that I started playing. So during my playing days in Ghana at that time, I was then aiming or planning to come outside, to show my football, to show what I've got in football. So I played in Ghana, so many clubs in Ghana, and like I will mention the teams like Joan Chess was my first team I played, and then I played Akko Chess, and then I played Dumas Boys of Tema, and then I played Accra of Folk, which is the champion club in Ghana. And then from there, I went to play another team called 11 Wise. So many teams that I can't mention all of them. They are too much. Yeah. So from there, then I had a chance again going to Cameroon. In Cameroon, I played with a team called Banganti. That's where I began, trying to come out from where I am, from Ghana to Cameroon, then from Cameroon to Gabon. And then from Gabon, that's where I had a coach who said he want to help me to come out from Africa because he saw the way I was playing, and he said the way I was playing is not like I have to play in Africa. He has got a team for me to go to how they call it to Europe. So he got a chance for me to go to Italy at that time in 1990, 91. And then I had a try with Udinese, and then Foggia. And then during that time, there was a restriction for the foreigners to play in Italy or in Europe. They will allow only three foreigners to play at that time. So that time to my how do you call it my transfer certificate wasn't ready at that time, and so it was like I have to wait on the waiting list. And then had a manager called Fiore, and Fiore, and one manager also in Mexico called Lara, Guillermo Lara. I don't know whether you guys know him. And then they connected, and then they said, okay, they can make a way for me to come to Mexico. So that's where they got a chance for me, and then I came to Universidad de Guadalajara, which is with the hair. That was 1991. Yeah, so that's how I got to Mexico to start playing in Mexico.
En tu paso por los diversos países africanos, desde tu país original, Camerún, Gabón y en Italia, ¿qué jugadores que destacaron llegaron a ser tus compañeros?
¿En Italia o a dónde? ¿En Italia?
En África y en Italia. ¿Qué jugadores que destacaron?
There are so many players. That's one I have to mention. I was in Udinese with Oliver Bierhoff, which is a German player at that time. He played in the German World Cup, and I think it's now the German coach. Yeah, and then Toto Sulashi of Italy. There are so many players I met at that time when I was training with Udinese and Foggia. But like I said, the plan of coming to Mexico wasn't in my plan. But I couldn't get my transfer. They made a chance that okay, if you couldn't get a transfer at that time, then you make a way for you to go to Mexico, and then you go there and then try. If it's okay, they will come back for you again from Mexico. So that's why that chance came, and I said, okay, let me go and try Mexico, because at that time I don't know anything about Mexico, the Mexican football, or I don't know even the city at that time. So the chance came, and I said, okay, if that's how they want it, then I will try and see how Mexico is. So that's why I came to Mexico.
En tu llegada a México, ¿quién fue tu técnico, tu entrenador y de qué compañeros del equipo te recuerdas?
When I came to Mexico, my first team or my first trainer was Alberto Guerra.
Guerra.
Yes, Alberto Guerra. He was the coach, and I said he was my father because he was very good. He was patient. He understands. He understands me. You know, he tried to motivate me, and then gives me a lot of courage. You know, and that gave me the strength, you know, to play in Mexico. And then apart from that, my teammate in Udehe was one of the Octavio Mora.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, was my teammate. Hugo Pineda, or his name in the goalkeeper.
Pineda. Uh-huh.
Yeah, Pineda was was our goalkeeper at that time. There are a lot of players, I forgot their names now, but Through the Air was the first thing that welcomed me in Mexico for me to showcase my football in Mexico. And then I think my first game I played against Leon in the Leon Stadium in Guanajuato. I think we played. We lost 2-1, but I was the one who scored the first goal against Leon. If you could remember. I scored a goal against Leon, and I think from that game, Manuel Vucetich or the Leon saw me, and then they came for me after the 91-92 season, and that's why I came to Leon in 92-93 season. So that's how it all went about. Yeah.
Perfecto. Ok. Yeah. Oye, ¿qué características
Mhm.
futbolísticas que tú posees crees que causaron gran impacto a tu llegada a México, como lo dices, a UDG y después tu paso a León? ¿Qué características crees que a los defensas les causaban más problemas?
Mm. Well, my mentality at that time was so high. My mentality of playing football in Mexico was so high, even not in Mexico alone, because since I came out from Ghana, I was determined to show the world that Africa or Ghana has got good players. So when I had a chance in Mexico, I said, like, okay, then let me prove myself to the people of Mexico or the Mexicans that I can play and I can play better. And I think with the help of the coaches too and the training that we had, that also opened the door for me to to showcase my football talent that I got in me. Yeah,
Okay. ¿Qué equipos
yeah.
del fútbol mexicano te
Hmm.
causaron más impacto? ¿Qué equipos decías tú, qué gran equipo, qué equipo tan importante, qué equipo, pues de alguna manera hasta que me gustaría ir a jugar ahí?
In Mexico, apart from Leon, yeah, I think teams like Cruz Azul, America, Guadalajara, Chivas.
Chivas.
Yeah, yeah, and then I mean there are so many important teams in Mexico that if I had an opportunity I could go and play for them. But when I came to Lyon and the way I was performing with Tita, Lyon, I think Lyon was so much in love with us that they don't want to you know give us or allow us to go and play in the different team. But the Mexicans also have a very good team and very good players at that time. Very important players at that time. Yes.
En tu paso por México, ¿qué te gustó mucho de la comida, de la gente? ¿Qué era lo que te gustaba más? ¿Qué te atraía más? ¿Cómo la pasaste en México?
Well, in Mexico, like I said, I was so much when I came. Before I didn't know Mexico, but when I came there, I was so much, happy and impressed about the people, the way they received me and my teammates, and I mean, and the fans. Everybody was so happy with me, and I'm also happy with them. Yeah, and so when you go to a place and the people receive you with that kind of welcome, you must also show them that yeah, you also love them. The Mexicans show that they love me because of the way I am, and not apart from the football, but the way I am with them outside football. And they treated me nicely. And then when I go to the restaurant, ah, I don't have a special food. I eat every food. Mexican food, I mean, it's excellent. Yeah, and apart from that, their drinks, Corona and whatever. Yeah, it's all very, very good.
En África salen jugadores y jugadores a los mejores clubes europeos, a varias
Mhm.
partes del mundo. ¿Qué le falta
Yeah.
para tú que conociste al jugador mexicano que tiene mucho talento? ¿Qué le falta al jugador mexicano para poder emigrar a Europa, para jugar en grandes clubes, para cuando se va poder consolidarse en equipos importantes de Europa, sobre todo?
Yeah, I think on that issue or on that case, I think when I came to Mexico, I said that before that the Mexicans are good players, but the players, because of how they've been treated in Mexico, some of them don't want to go out and play. They love Mexico, they want to stay in Mexico. But if the Mexicans can go out like to Madrid or to Italy or to Germany, I think they can compete because they have good players there in Mexico. But they because of the way they treated them in Mexico, they are not, their mind is not telling them to move out from Mexico to go to Italy or to go to Rome, to go to Germany or go to France. They want to stay in Mexico and play because that's where they have been paid well in Mexico. Unlike we the Africans, we play good football, but we don't get good money in how do you call it in Africa. That's why we always want to go out and play. But I tell you point blank, the Mexicans are good players. But the reason with Mexicans that they can't go out is that because they pay them well in Mexico, so they don't want to go out to showcase their football. So that's the only problem with the Mexicans. Yeah, I think right now here in UK in London, we have one of the players playing in the English League, Premier League. What's the name? He plays in Fulham. What's the name?
Perfecto.
I forgot. Yeah, yeah. Juega aquí en la Liga de Profesional aquí en Londres. Es un mexicano. Y juegan bien. Es un buen jugador. Sí,
Ok.
juegan bien. Juegan en Fulham. Yeah,
Perfecto.
yeah,
Oye, Isaac,
yeah.
en tu paso en México por clubes como UDG, León y en su momento
Mhm.
Reboceros de la Piedad, es decir, Jalisco, Guanajuato y Michoacán,
Yeah,
te tocó enfrentar jugadores de muy buen nivel, mexicanos
yeah.
o extranjeros en México. ¿Qué jugadores te impactaron en esos momentos que dijiste, qué gran jugador, qué gran portero, qué gran defensa, qué gran delantero? ¿Quiénes fueron los jugadores que más te agradaron en aquel momento de rivales o de compañeros?
There are so many players, like I said, there are so many players in the different clubs in Mexico. Like Pumas, you have goalkeepers like Campos,
Jorge
Jorge
Campos.
Campos, and Cruz Azul, the top scorer, what's the name? Oh, you have Natural Breeze in the Casa.
Nacho.
I mean, there are so many players right now. I can't forget, I forgot their names, but so many important players that I know that Mexican have that players. Yeah, Cruz Azul. What was the name? Ah, I forgot the name now. I forgot the name. There are so many players. There are so many players. Good footballers in Mexico. But like I said, they love to stay in Mexico. They don't want to go out because the Mexicans pay them good in Mexico. But if they have gone out, like to play in Italy or in Albania or in France or in Belgium, they could have played good, played better. But they don't want to go out. They love to stay in Mexico. Maybe I don't know why. Yeah,
Ok, ok.
yeah.
Isaac, en tu paso por México, en
Hmm.
UDG, en León, en Reboceros, ¿cuál de esas aficiones te impactó más? ¿Cuál veías que era más entregada? Yo sé que todas te quisieron, en UDG impactaste,
Yeah.
la segunda universidad más importante de México, pero qué afición de esas tres donde tú jugaste en México te causó mayor impacto por lo cercano a los jugadores, por la exigencia, por la pasión?
I would say number one is Leon Guanajuato. Leon.
Muy apasionada la gente.
Yeah, so much. When I see them, when I come to the stadium and I see them, I'm so much, like I want to do something extra for them to see. And I do also. And then it's like Leon is playing Club America or playing Cruz Azul or playing Chivas. You see the stadium or playing Atlante, all those top clubs. When they come to Leon, that's where I see the Leon fans. I mean they are exceptional. They are exceptional. I have to say that to my people in Leon. They are very much exceptional. Yeah.
Ok, perfecto. ¿Llegaste a jugar tú también en Veracruz?
Yeah, I went to Veracruz. Yeah, Veracruz, but I couldn't. Veracruz at that time, Thomas Boy, the late
Tomás.
Thomas Boy. Ya me dice ya pasado, ¿no? Está pasado ya mucho, ya. Thomas Boy was at that time. No, Thomas. I met Anibal Riz and entrenador
Aníbal Ruiz
Anibal.
uruguayo.
Yeah, he was my first coach at that time in Veracruz, and then later came Thomas Boy. Yeah, so I think in Veracruz, I had a little bit problem with the coaches. I don't know why, and I couldn't stay there for long because the coordination wasn't right. I there's no chemistry with the two of us here or the coaches and me. Yeah, so I played for some few months, and then I think I left I left Veracruz. Yeah.
Oye, Isaac, Veracruz es una ciudad hermosa, pero de mucha fiesta, de que el jugador muchas veces pues tiende a darle mucho a la fiesta, ¿no? A estar en convivios y demás por el clima, por lo bonito, por la comida. ¿No te
Yeah.
pasó?
Yeah, like I said, that's what I'm saying. That the Mexicans, they are very good people. They open up. When things are going well, they are all behind you. In Veracruz, it's a different lifestyle in Veracruz. The fans are so. You have to you go out and entertain yourself. I mean, everything that you want to do in Mexico, you have it there. But at that time, when I was there in Mexico or in Veracruz, because of what I had, the problem came between me and the coaches. I don't know why, because I was playing good. They don't want to fix me, put me in the team, and that was what I had with Thomas Boy. I don't know why Thomas Boy was so much, didn't like me. I don't know, but that made me, turn down, got out from Veracruz. But Veracruz is a very nice place. Yeah, the players, the people, the fans, everybody. It's like almost like Leon.
Ok,
Yeah.
ok.
Mhm.
Oye, ¿cómo fue tú? También tuviste un paso por el Rubí Kazán en Rusia.
No, I didn't go there. So I was surprised when I saw the news that I went to Russia. No, I didn't go to Russia. I didn't go to Rubin Kazan. Yeah,
Ah, ok.
from Veracruz. I think I came back to Mexico and played La Piedad.
La Piedad,
Yeah.
Michoacán,
So,
sí.
I could say La Piedad was my last team I played in Mexico.
Ok,
La Piedad. So after La Piedad, then I went back to my country, Ghana. Stayed there for some time, and then had another chance of coming to Mexico. Yeah, so that's where when I was coming to Mexico, I came through London, but I couldn't get a visa to come back to Mexico, and that made me stay here how do you call it? Yeah, in London. Yeah,
perfecto, perfecto.
yeah.
Oye, Isaac, un jugador con tus características, la velocidad, el golpeo de
Mhm.
balón, la fuerza, ¿llegaste a estar en la selección de Ghana?
Yeah, I was first called in the Ghana national team when we were going to play the Cup of Nations in 1982 in Libya. Yeah, but very unfortunate. I The last selection I was dropped. I couldn't make the trip to how they call it to Libya to play the Cup of Nations. But after that, when they came back from Libya, they won the cup in Libya in 1982. Yeah, but when they came back, the coach at that time also asked me if I still want to play in the national team because I was so much upset when they didn't take me to the Libya. So I told them that I don't want to play again. I don't want to play again in the national team. So I decided to concentrate on the clubs. Yeah, to play on the club level. But like I said, I've got everything to play in the national team. Yeah, I've got everything, and every team that I went in, I joined to play. I've never been a bench player. I'm always 100% in the team. Yeah, so that was it. Yeah.
Perfecto. Oye, Isaac, desde hace muchos años vemos a nivel de selección en mundiales
Mm-hmm.
cómo tienen grandes estrellas en Europa los equipos africanos y falta
Yeah.
un pasito para poder llegar a instancias verdaderamente importantes en los mundiales. ¿Qué pasa? Falla el conjunto, hay muchas individualidades. ¿Qué es lo que le falta a los países africanos para dar el salto final y poder llegar a instancias ya más importantes?
Let me say about African football. African football, we have good players in Africa. Every country has got a good team. But when we come to the World Cup, it's like kind of a mafia game a mafia game in place in the World Cup because for them to allow an African team to win the World Cup
Mm.
is very difficult for the FIFA or for the world to allow an African team to win the World Cup. Because if you could remember the first time Cameroon came to, I think, the semi-finals or the quarterfinals with England, they had a chance of beating England. But what happened? The referee robbed Cameroon. You understand? And that made an African team, you know, stand no chance of winning any big tournament. They will do well from the beginning, but when they are getting closer to the cup, then different decision comes from the top. They won't allow any African team to win the World Cup. That's what I would say for sure. But we've got a good players in Africa that can compete the World Cup. And now, if you look at the world or look at Europe, every team in Europe has got an African players in playing. Very good players, exceptional players. So you ask yourself, why is it that African cannot win the World Cup? It's because when we get to that level, I don't know whether they are scared of us.
Sí.
No sé. I don't know. The only team they want them to win is Brazil, Argentina, France, England, Germany, and that's it. But they won't allow any African team to win the World Cup. I don't know if it's going to change. And I think the same thing also applies to the Mexican team. When the Mexicans are playing and they get to a certain point, they try to find a way to eliminate them. If I'm saying the truth.
Oye, Isaac, después de que Isaac Ayipei se retira en todo este paso, ¿qué hace hoy en al día? ¿Qué está realizando profesionalmente o qué actividades desarrolla una persona tan inquieta como tú? ¿Qué haces actualmente en Inglaterra, en Londres?
The life after football is a different thing. When you are playing, everything is okay. But when you stop playing, the life also takes another course. Right now I'm in London here, trying to do things to survive and to help my family back home. Yeah, and it's not easy. It's not easy like when you are playing football. When you're playing football, you have so many opportunities. But after football, when you're not playing, it's like so many doors are closed or shut, and then you have to find your own way how to move about. And you can't rely on anybody. You have to rely on yourself and God to help you do one or two things so that you can live your life. Yeah. So life after football sometimes it's not easy. Yeah. So that's what I can say. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfecto, pues qué bueno. Oye, Isaac, ¿sabes que a la fecha sigue siendo recordado y muy querido en México? O sea, la gente se acuerda mucho de ti, la gente te pide, nos ha pedido que te tuviéramos aquí en la entrevista como muchos jugadores de todo el mundo, pero eres muy querido, no te han olvidado, dejaste una gran huella. ¿Qué siente Isaac Ayipei después de años de haber jugado en el fútbol mexicano, de que la gente lo siga queriendo? No nada más la gente de los equipos donde jugó, sino equipos contrarios, aficiones de equipos contrarios te recuerdan con gran afecto y como un profesional y un gran jugador.
Like I've said already, that when you have the good intention, you want to show the world that you can do something and do it from your heart. Automatically, the people who come to the stadium or the people in the country will always appreciate you, because when I wear the jersey of Leon or Veracruz or Udahe or La Piedad, when I go to the stadium, I try to do my best. I try to do my best for the club, for myself, and for my country. I try to let them know that I am very important on the pitch, and after the game too, and off the pitch too, I'm so much important too. So that's why sometimes the fans also likes me, because when I'm playing, you could see that I am very serious, and I want to do things right. I want to make the fans happy. Sometimes when you come to the stadium and I see the fans, I want to do so much for them, because it's because of you or it's because of us that they come to the stadium. So you want to do something to let them feel happy. So that's why when when I'm playing, I make sure that everybody who watches me on the field or who watches me on the television are so much happy to see me playing or playing with Tita or Marquinhos or other players. Yeah.
Ok. Oye, Isaac, después del retiro, ¿te has preparado para ser entrenador, directivo? ¿Has seguido en este proceso donde te preparas para seguir en otras áreas del fútbol?
To become a coach, that is not my line, because I'm not too much interested in coaching. But I don't know, maybe in 1 or 2, 3 years time, I want to be like a, how do you call it, a manager, you know, like a promoter, like Spanish, Mexican say promoter. I want to be a promoter, to go, look for players, bring them to Mexico, let them also have their chances and play their game. So that's me. But I don't want to be a coach, but I want to be a promoter, or what they call it, yeah, to help some people, you know, yeah, to also have a chance, yeah. So that is what I'm planning now to do, yeah,
Oye, ahora que estás en esa línea de promotoría, sería
yeah,
muy padre el que pudieras traer jugadores a México, vincularlos, pasar un tiempo en Europa, pasar un tiempo en México, que se te quiere mucho. Sería algo
yeah.
interesante, fíjate.
Yeah, that's what I'm planning. Yeah, because if things are okay, if things goes well, like I'm saying, I want to come back to Mexico to see you guys, to see all the people in Mexico, all my fans, everybody in Mexico. I'm planning to come there. So that is what I'm praying for God, that He should open another chance so that I can come back to Mexico, you know, to see you all guys, and then we'll sit down and then we'll talk, and then we'll have, put things on the table, and then know which way we have to go, because there are more players in Africa who are very good players in Africa, that I believe if I have the opportunity, yeah, I can bring some of them to Mexico, and they can come and also showcase their football level. Yeah.
Perfecto. Fíjate, aquí en el programa nos ven muchísimos jugadores de todo el mundo, técnicos, directivos, etcétera. Por ejemplo, estas entrevistas la ve Rodrigo Fernández, por ejemplo, directivos importantes, Andrés Fassi.
Mhm.
Y sería
Mhm.
interesante que checaran y se acordaran un poco de la historia que tienes en México, de la huella que has dejado y ahora lo que haces en promotoría, para ver si hay un
Mhm.
acercamiento y empiezan a generarse estas cosas, porque a final de cuentas creo que las características del futbolista africano impactan mucho en México por su explosividad, su velocidad,
Yeah.
que son espectaculares y a la gente en México les gusta el buen fútbol. Creo que podría ser una muy buena sinergia, mi querido Isaac Ayipei.
Yeah. Yeah, I see. Yes, no, like you're saying, I see. That's what I'm trying to do. I want to, when things are okay. For right now, I'm trying to do my things, which is not okay yet. But when things are okay, like I said, I have to come to Mexico and meet all those people. Like I said, we'll sit down. Like even you yourself, we'll meet together. We'll sit down and then we'll talk, and then we'll find a way, a solution. Because we want to promote the next generation of football to the different level. So all is on my plans. Yeah, like I'm saying, I'm working through it. So I'm praying that if God give us long life, we have like another chance, opportunity to come to Mexico, and then we can start from there. Yeah. So that's it.
Para que
Yeah.
sigas dejando huella. Isaac, ¿qué mensaje les mandas
Yeah.
a la afición de México? Que esperemos te vean pronto ahora en esta nueva faceta de promotor, de poder impactar con jugadores africanos que, como ya dijimos, generan muy buenas sensaciones en los aficionados mexicanos. ¿Qué mensaje le das a esos aficionados que te arroparon, que te quieren?
My message to the fans in Mexico, especially in Leon or every part of Mexico, that this is like I speaking to them. That I love them so much, like the way they love me, the kind of support they support me when I was playing in Mexico. Every part of Mexico, when I go, I know I have a good supporters there who support me. The Mexican everywhere I go. So I'm like I said, I'm planning to come there to see them, and I hope if I come to Mexico, they all will see me, and then they should keep on supporting football, because Mexicans, and I love the way they support their teams with all their hearts, with all their mind, with every force of Mexicans. They have a good support for every player. And especially when I was there playing, especially when I came to Leon with myself and Tita and Maquinho and all Coyote and I bet all those players, top players in Leon. I'm so much happy for them. So I'm praying to come back, and they should keep on supporting. They shouldn't relax. So that's my message for them. Yeah.
Excelente.
Yes.
Excelente, concluimos esta entrevista. Isaac, vamos a estar unos minutos tú y yo platicando fuera del aire, pero una gran
Okay.
entrevista con Isaac Ayipei, gran jugador africano, ganés, que jugó en diversos equipos del mundo, en México en equipos importantes, tuvo un gran impacto por su potencia, su velocidad, tuvo un impacto impresionante por ese disparo tan potente que tenía, un hombre espectacular que de verdad generó muy buenas sensaciones, un clic muy importante con la afición mexicana y que pues qué bueno que lo tenemos aquí y pronto lo tengamos en su nueva faceta en México. En las siguientes entrevistas viene Leobardo López, gran jugador de Pachuca, con muchos títulos en el club, ganó la Sudamericana, Armando Cabrera, finalista con Celaya, compañero de Emilio Butragueño, Norberto Scoponi, un portero espectacular, icónico de Cruz Azul, y así seguiremos con las entrevistas de jugadores a nivel internacional. Despedimos a nuestro querido amigo Isaac Ayipei del aire, porque vamos a platicar unos minutos fuera del aire y decirles que jugadores, fíjense lo que nos dice Isaac, a veces las comodidades en África tienen grandes características físicas, impresionantes, pero esas ganas, como pasa en Uruguay y en otros países, de salir a tener mejores condiciones es importante y a veces la comodidad de los sueldos, de lo que se da en la Liga Mexicana, pues a lo mejor permite que tengan una gran estabilidad y no arriesguen nada. Ojalá y que también se arriesgue y se vayan al fútbol europeo, como algunos jugadores lo han hecho, incluso contra los mismos clubes, y que sigan creciendo y creciendo y creciendo. Así es de que nos vemos pronto en la entrevista con Jesús Naveja. Gracias a todos.